This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
All right, so welcome everyone to the April 13th meeting of the Manhan Rail Trail Committee. We got a whole bunch remote and we got a bunch in person, so that's great. First of all, we'll start with approval of the March 23rd minutes. I sent that out with the agenda. Does anybody have any corrections or comments or anything like that? If not, do I have a motion to accept the minutes of the March 23rd meeting? I'll make a motion. I put it 25th here. March 23rd, 2026. It says 25 on the minutes. All right, second. All in favor? Okay, all right. I don't see any public, so we'll skip that. I don't really have any new business. Does anybody have any new business before we get into all the old business?
I had one question about down along the Mount Tom spur, the hillside on the south side of the trail. There's a big gray house, and that they have cleared all of the vegetation off of the hills. Is that hillside their property, or where does the rail trail property start?
Is it bad that they've cleared it?
Well, it's just completely dirt now. So if it rains, it's going to be all over the trail.
Where is it?
Right across from the Oxbow on the Mount Tom spur.
It's the one with the stairs. that come
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
It's the house that's kind of high up and
It's a big gray house. They obviously have been
stairs.
Closer to the interstate?
pretty close to the interstate. Yeah, I mean, literally right across from the main part of the Oxbow. You
The
can
open
see
part where the
trail.
water is, right there.
So I was over there a couple
Close,
days
that's
ago,
where
and
Alexis saw the tires, which was further down.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, are they gonna plant something?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's
I mean,
just
actually
completely been-
probably good in some
Well, I wonder if
parts.
they were invasives for one thing.
Yeah, I just didn't know whose property it was. I didn't know if
Don't know
it
how
was
far
their
it is.
property or if it
Line
was.
it varies. So the end of the trail, the side of the trail, in some places it's wider than others. It's usually a
This is
couple.
pretty steep, right? It comes down very close, the steep hill comes down very close to the edge of the trail. I mean, it might be fine. I just was down there the other day. I went, whoa.
Did you take any pictures?
I didn't think to take a picture now.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know.
I'm hoping they were clearing it because they want to plant stuff,
Yeah, right.
obviously.
Because there are some things down there that it would be good to clear it out. So, but if it
Yeah,
is just dirt, yeah, it could be.
Right now, it's just dirt.
And there's no little ditch between the trail and the hillside. It's just straight.
Not right there. It's pretty flat. So anyway,
James, do you
Yeah,
know anything about that?
what's the deal with there's a detour over off of Lovefield and O'Neill. They had put up a block of the path. It was only up for like 2 days, and now there's only half of a gate. I'm not really sure if that means that it's still closed or how far that detour goes. I don't know. I missed the info about that.
Northampton is replacing the decking on the bridge that goes over Route 10.
Okay, gotcha.
And I think they just did the one in downtown, like that goes over Main Street. And it was really fast, like a week. So, and I think I saw on their Instagram page that they were doing the one up by Look Park, but they have 4, it's a Mass Trails grant. They have 4 bridges they're redoing.
Okay.
It'll be done soon.
Yep. Yeah, we've had some questions on our web, like our email, and Lisa, you've been great about answering them with that we don't really know because it's not our project, but yeah, hopefully it'll be done quickly.
It's way faster than I expected.
Alexis, did you have your hand up earlier or?
I did, but it can wait later in the conversation. I agree with about the properties down there. I think I sent an email about it. It looks like someone more than one house is just clearing the back, and someone took the liberty to clear the trees on an island. And I think it's the same house that cleared the back of their slope, also cut all the trees off the island in the oxbow. And it looks like a brand new house.
The house,
Super
the house has been there for a few years at least.
I think it looks like it's been remodeled. or Something's
Like,
happened.
what do you
there.
mean in the oxbow?
If you look into
Like
that,
literally an island in the oxbow, half the trees are gone.
the
Like they
island,
took a chainsaw to the whole thing.
it was full of trees. It's completely cut.
How could they
It's super
do that?
weird.
Is that where the power lines run? Because Eversource still is.
No,
That's,
no, it's clearly for that house's view.
oh,
So this is the same house.
Someone needs to tell conservation about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
And then sorry. And then there was another house that was painting red X's on their trees right near the tires. And I was like, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, it's the power company. And I'm like, the power company is on the opposite side of the rail trail.
Greg, know anything?
Alexis, do you have photos of or does anyone have photos of the island? Because like the island, I mean, that's definitely wetland, right? Like it's in a lake.
I don't even know how they got out there. I
So
would love
Conservation
to see that.
Commission would need to have been involved.
I'll take a snap next. I'm on that
I mean,
almost every day.
we
I'll
don't
take a
really
snap.
know that they didn't get conservation approval.
No, but the Conservation Commission would be able to say if they did or
True.
didn't.
Right.
Yeah, I could write to Eva.
I don't think that they would allow them to do that, so I think they just went rogue and did it.
Yeah, well,
There's not much,
No.
you don't get more wetland than that.
No.
Island,
Okay.
wow.
All right. Okay, well, I'm gonna start with the old business. Done. Might as well go to the trail etiquette signage. I sent everybody a copy of the proof and also the bill. And wonder if anybody had any comments, whether anything needs to be fixed or if you like it. We need to talk about how many we want and where we're gonna put them. But Alexis?
So obviously I love it. But I have bad news. I just heard from city council that someone is trying to block all e-bikes on the rail trail. And it was in last week's city committee and it's gonna be pushed to the safety committee. So I think we should take our sign to the safety committee because last thing I want us to do is spend all this effort to print $500 worth of signs and the city ordinance changes. And
Well,
I'm
just-
pretty
yeah.
upset about it. So because
Yeah.
it's like against all the work that we're doing at Mass Bike, and also all the Valley bikes are e-bikes. So
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in order to change it, they have to change the city ordinances because it's in the ordinances. If it goes to public safety, well, they'll talk about it but for anything to happen, it would have to go to ordinance and it needs to be voted at an ordinance meeting. So,
yeah, it's literally from Connie Denham, who's the chair of the city council.
yeah.
If that kind of comes to a head, could we if we don't think that's a good idea, write a letter to the city council saying we don't necessarily agree with this and here's why?
Yep.
Well, what about the Valley bikes? I mean,
Yep,
are you,
that's my question?
they're on the bike path, so how could they say, this may be just somebody who doesn't like them. And so, but yeah, I mean, it might be a good idea to let them know that we're thinking of putting these up. And right now, we're saying that they're permitted. Should we go ahead or shouldn't we? I mean, I'm willing to do that.
If we've waited this long, we should
Yeah.
wait and make sure that something isn't
Right.
gonna change here.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of wasting $500, but is it kind of like a statement to say, hey, it's permitted today, so here's here's the signs and it's accurate for the
I
current
mean,
ordinance.
truthfully, we could take out that bullet and it would still be fine. I mean, the rest of the sign would be fine.
Yeah, but
Well, and the other thing we could consider if we wanted to take that out, so as to avoid any changes. It's just some mention about, maintaining a safe speed or something, which is, I think, part of the concern with the e-bikes that shouldn't be there is that they can go faster than 20.
Limit on that.
There's no, no, we don't have a
No.
speed limit.
Because in
Because there is
Northampton,
There
they
is
do have a speed limit that they're talking about at Friends of Northampton Trails, and it's 12. And they're posting that way. So it's just a point of interest that that part of the trail has that.
I don't know how you'd enforce that.
I mean, that's the next problem.
That is
But
unfortunate.
the stating it is like the first problem.
Yeah.
What the mistake that they made though, and they're trying to fix it, is that they were putting those little lawn signs up as the signs. They weren't doing it like you guys are thinking about it. And so people are just taking the signs away.
Yeah,
So the conversation over there
yeah. Well, we
was
don't,
about painting this onto the surface. This very kind of thing. And we're still in conversation with that.
So for the, I guess, proposed change, I mean, what would be the time, if like all lights were green on the ordinance changing, what would be a realistic timeline that someone would need to actually change the ordinance?
I
I
mean,
mean, the ordinance as it's currently written says, as soon as it's passed, so that could be anything. I have lots of opinions about the ordinance. It literally looks like it's copy pasted from another municipality. It says something about select board. We don't have a select board. So it's, yeah. But I agree that like writing go safe speeds is an easy way to get out of this problem. So maybe that's just the workaround we do for now.
are you talking about somebody proposed an ordinance that, okay, because I know ours doesn't say select board.
No, the I can email it to the group, but yes. And I agree that with, I think Lisa said that we could write a letter.
I mean, I would find it really odd that we have Valley Bike stations like right on the bike path, and then we're in our ordinances saying you can't ride them on the bike path.
Yeah.
I think that would be I think the counselors would be like,
Well, and I mean,
That
they
doesn't
deliberated
make
a long, it
sense.
took a while
it
for
took
that.
a long time.
And they're not gonna just turn around and go, oh, okay.
No,
Well, I guess on the other hand, I'd hate to
yeah,
for us to wait 6 months and lose a season
yeah.
rather than just get them printed. And if it's, I mean, I don't know how often ordinances are proposed to be changed.
Isn't the issue the speed of these vehicles?
Well, and
So-
also technically class 3 e-bikes
Yeah. There's some
should
that
not be on the rail trail.
don't need any
That's
kind
true,
of,
but that's a sort of a statewide thing now almost. I mean, that's people, I'm not sure, see, with the changing dynamics of that class 1, 2, and 3 thing are gonna be in play for a while. So committing to it on a sign, I would say if we soften that and just say speed limit for now.
we don't have a speed limit, and we can't say that
Or-
there's a speed limit.
We could
Because we don't have
suggest,
one.
we could suggest a speed limit.
But I don't think there is a speed limit.
I mean,
Or drive at a
everywhere
safe
I've looked,
speed
almost
limit.
every rail trail has written language about speed.
See, I think
And
we would,
somewhere around 15.
yeah,
at
we
the
would
top.
have to word it without any numbers in it, because there is none, and we are not a regulatory board. So we can't just put on a sign that there's a 12-mile-per-hour speed limit. We can't just do that. But we could say,
Can we get that voted in or something?
Sure.
Isn't there a way to do that?
well, it would have to be in the ordinance. Yeah,
Drive.
Yeah, I mean, we've been through the speed limit debate so many times, and I think we always kind of come back to that conclusion. It's just kind of the only way is just not to have it.
So what if we had them printed and then if the ordinance changed, we could have a one of those epoxy a piece of green metal to it with a new printed whatever, just keep a safe distance or keep a safe speed if the ordinance changed in the future.
So I think there's two issues. One is speed. The other is that the public needs to be clear about what's allowed and what isn't. And right now, those e-bikes are allowed. And if that changes, then we would need to let people know that those bikes aren't.
Right, well, and it's almost a clarification of no motorized vehicles, essentially, except,
Except
right.
I maybe we should hold off. I know what you're saying, the
Yeah.
season, people are out there, but can we get a sense
Yeah.
from the ordinance committee if this is
Well,
just
this
a
is not even
fly
in the
in?
ordinance committee. It's only in public safety. And I have seen things sit in public safety for 3 years. And nothing happens. So, I mean, it doesn't mean that just because it went to public safety last month, they're gonna decide in a month and send it to ordinance and it'll be done. This
Okay.
could sit in committee for, especially now with the budget, it could sit in there for a really long time.
Well, and I think you'd have a lot of
I think,
pushback that would, lead the city councilors or the councilors on the ordinance committee not to go along with this.
yeah.
Just because some people, somebody went by them too fast or, because there is an enforcement and then maybe that needs to be brought to police department.
So I think it's worth maybe writing it. I mean, I can write to the city council and say, show them what we're looking at. What
Right.
we're considering, and we're concerned that we don't want to print these signs up
Right,
and then have it not be accurate, and
Right.
see what they say.
and just get some
I
kind of
think-
sense of how realistic this
Yeah.
change is.
So is it the ordinance committee that actually will vote on the speed thing, if at all? Or-
No, so
or
how
on
it
the
works,
e-bike
somebody
situation?
wrote to the council, it was referred to the public safety committee. Public safety committee will review it, and then if they think that it's worth it, then I don't know whether they'll bring it back as a report, and then it'll get sent to the ordinance committee to draw up the wording for the ordinance. And
Yeah, I know
then,
the city council.
well, the ordinance committee is part of the city council. So then they would report back, and then they'd have to have a public hearing, and
They have to agree on language, that has to be vetted by attorneys.
So next year.
yeah, I mean, it's not gonna happen anytime soon, but I don't wanna spend money that it's just, we're gonna have to take them down a year from now. I want it just to be up for, until somebody vandalizes them and we have to take them down.
What do you think, Alexis?
I mean, I've been thinking about this all weekend and I almost was tempted to not even tell you guys.
No,
I didn't want the signs to go up.
Have you
Um,
seen anything like this in the state where there was sort of a rejection of previously agreed upon ordinances allowing e-bikes?
So it's literally coming, it's very complex. So the micromobility report came out literally in February, and I think it's the state police something seem very irritated that it's not moving fast enough. So I think they're going around to every municipality telling them that they have to pass these ordinances and making it seem like it's coming from the city. When we had our police department here a year and a half ago, and they were like, oh yeah, your rail trail's fine. I mean, you guys were all, most of you were at that meeting. That was November of 24. So I don't think it's coming from us. I think it's coming from a statewide effort to circumvent the legislative process. Because
this didn't come from like a resident, it came from somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
An organized group. it sounds like.
Oh,
it came from, I'll pull it up just a second. Anyway,
well, that's,
they're attempting to do this across the state?
well,
yeah. It's called astroturfing, which is to make something look like it's organic from the municipality and it's actually from a larger organization. And it's a way to circumvent MassDOT, RMV, the legislative process, and because we have a hometown rule, make it look like it's coming from the locals and it's not.
oh, for me, if hearing that, I would think the council would yeah, okay, we'll take a look at it. But if nobody from Easthampton is bringing this forward, I tend to think that nothing's gonna happen.
I agree.
But,
Yeah, I don't think councilors would even give it time.
yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they sent it to committee, truthfully.
That's the bug.
But,
So, okay, I have like maybe two and a half questions. One is, you have an estimate here for the printing, right?
Yep.
How long is that estimate good for? Because usually they have an expiration.
I think he'd be pretty flexible. I mean,
Well, but if we tried to push for an answer and say, we're gonna get these printed and here's when our estimate expires and you need to let
Yeah.
us know by this date.
yeah, he didn't give me
No
anything.
date on there.
I mean,
No,
I
they
can
usually
ask
say like
them.
good for 45. I mean, I don't know. They're usually like 45 days or 30 days. I guess like, I don't know, like, what's to stop any of these things from becoming an ordinance next year or dropping off from being an ordinance next year is kind of my thought of like, if this is current and if it's not like imminently being voted on by the ordinance committee. Or I definitely have seen signs where, there's one line that's been,
Covered
over and it has
down.
new text.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe a middle of the road approach. Like, what if we wait 1 month, try to get answers from the safety committee, say, we're about to get these printed. If
Do you have any objections?
yeah,
Well, I
is this
think that's
imminently gonna happen or should we get these printed?
right.
Because
think-
I wouldn't want to have to wait a year and then it's like, well, it's still at the safety committee, and
Yeah,
that,
it
then
very
they're
well
kind of
could
like,
be.
no, I don't know.
Valley bikes are class 1, right?
And then that could also, I mean, if you want to write a letter and say, Valley Bike's there, we're gonna get this printed. Generally, we're supportive of e-bikes that are riding responsibly.
Correctly.
Yeah.
And, can kind of be a letter of support and a notification that we're about to move on this
Mhm.
and kind of put some feet under the fire. I don't know.
Also related, I got invited to a Valley Bike social next week if anyone wants to go with me. It's in Florence on the 22nd.
Yeah, can you send the info around?
Yeah.
Yep.
send that out.
I suggest that we do that. We hold off for a month. I'll reach out to the council and show them what we've got and tell them that, just like what you just said, that was perfect. Yeah.
We have an
And
estimate. We're gonna
then
hit
maybe by next
send.
month, if they kind of are like, I don't know, then we should probably just do it. Just get them done.
I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. I mean, because for one, it's unenforceable unless they're gonna want the police to suddenly start patrolling and
And they would have to remove the Valley Bike things. They would
Right.
have to remove them and they've put,
Yeah, they just happen.
Well, they wouldn't have to remove
Yeah.
them, but people wouldn't be allowed to ride on the trail. They'd have to go on
They
the
could
trail.
walk the bikes
but literally
down
they're
the road.
on the trail.
I know.
The thing is
I
on the
know.
trail.
It doesn't make sense.
So,
And in this time of budget crisis, tell me how many city councilors want to get rid of a business?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
speaking of that, Alexis, do you know what the status is with the bikes being replaced? And do you know anything about that? The upgrades that they're doing?
Yeah, they have the bikes that are docked to the station belonged to Bergen, who went out of business, but they were owned by us or the Northampton contract. So the new vendor, which is Drop Mobility, has smaller, lighter bikes, and they started putting them in Northampton. And yeah, they are starting to. They also just won like a $1 million grant to buy more stations and bikes for the Valley Bike Share.
So eventually they'll get around to all the ones. that-
Yeah, I saw some by Forbes Library like last week.
Some of the ones on our trail are getting pretty ratty looking. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So does that sound good? We'll hold off for a month and I'll reach out to the council and see what they think. Okay. All right.
Perfect.
Good. Next one, John, I'll have you talk about this one, about our bike week event.
Yeah, I spoke to Salem. He said Sunday, the 17th would be better for him. And I said, there was an email chain going around. A few people said that was okay. So maybe like 10 o'clock, and I'll work on the route. And I told him I would be there and I would ride with him and, take on some of the social lift, right? Because everyone's going to be chatting it up. And
So do we, are we thinking that this is mostly just gonna be on the bike path? I mean, if there's
Yeah.
kids and like maybe go out to Coleman Road and then, are we gonna start at Millside Park? I mean,
I would think that would make sense because the
That would
parking lot's
maybe
right
be
there.
real good for parking.
Because if that's the case, I should reach out to the park department and make sure we can, we're okay to use it. And we probably should have some refreshments and the table and some things like
Yeah.
that too. I can get table, I have supplies. We could
Okay, great.
get some fruit and
I can help staff.
Did you talk about timing, what time of day?
We were
Morning?
thinking 10 a.m.
Okay.
so we have to make sure this gets out so there's actually people that show up.
That's a month away.
It's
Right.
not that far away. So
Is there anyone else? Like on the city council or whatever, we can also.
We can invite them.
So we just have to make sure that this really gets out there, so it's not just John and Salem riding their bikes. Because that would be embarrassing. But I know, as far as getting it on the list of events for the bike week, Liz, can you help with that, or?
Yeah.
So I guess you kind of got the basics there.
Okay. Are we gonna give a clue in the announcement of how long of a ride it's gonna be, like how many miles? So people can judge whether they're up for it?
Well, I think we should keep it pretty low, right? So
Right.
that a novice could do it in like 5 miles
Yeah, or if kids come. So
or kids.
if you're gonna work on the route, can you do that fairly soon? Because I'd like to make that part of the announcement, that it'll be a 5-mile ride or whatever.
Yeah.
It-
Okay.
It seems like it would have to be in either one direction or the other, unless we want to go out, stop, and then go in the other direction.
Or start here and go Route 5 and back.
Yeah, it seems like Millside Park is just a really good spot.
It's got the bathrooms. It's always a plus.
If you started at Millside and went to Coleman and then went back, that way people with really young children might only want to do one leg, and then people that want to keep going could overshoot and go.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. It's a good dropping
And then,
off.
I was just thinking it might be fun to have a stop like Mount Tom's or I don't know.
Well, that's off the track.
It's a bit off the track, but something like that. I don't know. I guess if there's refreshments, that's not that necessary. Yeah. So yeah, maybe Millside down to Coleman and back.
How far would that be? I mean, I have a
That's right in
sense.
that vicinity. That's like 4 or 5 miles, I would say.
Okay.
If it's down to Coleman, it's an intermunicipal bike ride with the mayor.
Yeah.
Places
Yeah,
stop.
if you want to keep it in the
Um,
downtown Easthampton zone, I think is
Yeah, I guess
appropriate.
So my next question is, what if it rains?
Is there a rain date?
If
Or
it's
is it rain
rained,
or
it's
shine?
canceled.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because nobody's gonna want to run and ride in the
Nobody's
rain.
gonna want to ride in the rain.
Well,
Yeah, let me
Rain. I mean, misty rain. is-
Maybe making an, if it's, we'll say, well, by 9 o'clock, if it's gonna be canceled, we'll post it on the Manhan Rail Trail Facebook page or something,
Yeah.
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, you could just say something
Yeah,
like,
it might be difficult to have a rain date.
Yeah,
I'm thinking only because the following weekend is Memorial Day weekend, I think.
yeah, we don't know his schedule and all that, so.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if we're trying to tie this into Bike Week and then you end up having it a week after Bike Week is over, that kind of defeats the
Oh,
purpose.
bike weekends on the 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
We'll just say steady rain cancels. And then we'll post something on Facebook if we have to do that. People can use their judgment.
Okay.
All right. Well, when you have it firmed up a little bit more, can you just let me know and I'll send it to the folks at the Pioneer Valley
I
Planning.
will, because I'm meeting with Salem a bunch anyway, because I'm working on the FIFA thing with him as well.
Yeah.
Can you CC me so I can put it on our website too, please? once you get all the details, I'll just use your verbiage, whatever. you
So
got.
I assume, Liz, you're gonna need that pretty soon, though.
That would be good, yeah.
Yeah, like within the next, by the end of the week, probably, I would think.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Okay.
And we can post it on our website, our Facebook page, and then we could share it from our Facebook page to the Easthampton community group
Right.
in case someone doesn't follow us.
Yeah, anybody can share it with whoever they
Good.
think of.
I could talk to Evan at the mayor's office too to see if they would want to do like a press release for it.
Right, yep.
Nice.
So John, we're gonna let you pull that together. Does that
Yeah,
sound good?
I'll wrap up the details.
And you're gonna do this while playing your guitar, right? You're gonna ride and play at the same time.
Yeah, it is, I'm gonna ride on a unicycle,
Oh,
Yes.
good.
play my guitar with a headset microphone.
I like
With a
it.
speeder.
I like it.
Yeah, with a speaker, like a hat with a speaker built in.
There you go.
We'll put that in the press release too.
Okay, sweet.
So this is,
Definitely.
this is before our next meeting, so as far as any like snacks and things like that, we'll have to kind of do that, I think, by email to see.
Yeah.
I don't know what the status of Big E's is as far as donations go, but we could just go and buy some, oranges and bananas and
Yeah,
things like,
Bananas are what, like 60 cents? We can
Maybe-
bring
Maybe Tandem.
maybe
would
Tandem
be
would
interested.
donate some
some
bagels.
Yeah.
But I have all sorts of stuff left in my basement from past events, so we don't have to buy any like paper goods, and I can get a table. And so
okay, great.
it's set up in the pavilion thing at Millside.
Yes,
Yeah, perfect.
great.
But I'll check with the park department and make sure they're okay with that.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
And the Girl Scouts.
You don't wanna do it right on the trail side? You don't think it'd be more visible or,
Well, we have a pop-up tent.
because I think that's, I don't know, it's
Well,
kind
I
of
mean,
off.
We have a pop-up, so, I mean, we could bring that too. and
Okay,
just put Right there by the
Yeah.
parking lot, maybe.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that would.
All right.
And you don't want people gathering right on the trail to start, because other people may just be passing by and you don't want to
Yeah,
obstruct.
but I mean, there's green space.
Yeah, a
There's
little
some
bit
lawn
off, a
there,
little bit
maybe.
off, but closer than all the way down at them.
yeah, that way people could, if people do
might
want to drive.
Passing by, yeah.
It'd be good to know when the bathroom's open too.
Yes. Surely by then.
I'll talk to John about that. I'm also meeting with John. I met with
Okay.
John this morning as well.
Okay,
So I'll ask him about the date, and I'll also ask him about the restrooms. They should be open by then though, right? I mean, that's great.
Surely. Middle of May.
I don't know. It's not Memorial Day yet, so you never know.
Okay, it was 80
Well,
today though.
Who's asking? And if you can give me your best guess of the distance.
Yeah, that's easy. To
Okay,
map
so,
on
so
Google.
John, you don't want me to email the Park and Rec office about the date and the bathroom? You're gonna do that?
Well, yeah, if you want to email them, that would be great.
Okay.
'Cause I
I'll
just
do
saw
that.
John this morning. I'm not sure when I'll
Okay,
see him
I'll
again.
leave it with Sam.
Yeah, if you
Just
could.
because sometimes I think that it's better to go to the office person than John, because he's got a lot going on.
Yeah. Okay, great.
All right, terrific. Okay, the next two things we can kind of put together, talking about the website. Evan, can you talk on that?
Yes, so I talked with Paul, who's the guy who did our last printing of the maps, and he gave me kind of like loose quotes. Let me pull them up. For like year-long hosting and like maintenance, as well as like just tech support just throughout the year, would be like $285 for the year. And then if we wanted to do like a refresh / kind of overhaul of the website, he said it'd probably be in the 1,500 to 2,000 range. And I believe, Barbara, that you said the other quote that you had heard from maybe the farmers market was $3,000 for their website. So
Yeah, we did
this is less.
did use them. We haven't launched it yet, but she went and redid the whole website. It's a Squarespace website now. She did give us she's getting a sponsorship from us, so we got a really good deal. But it looks pretty fresh.
Nice, yeah, and I think ours is WordPress, and Paul primarily works with WordPress. So
her name's Chantel Gray. She was really fast, and once it's up, we're going to maintain it. I don't really think. I mean, if it's something that it's almost easier if one of us or a few of us can maintain it, not have to reach out to somebody.
Oh, absolutely.
I would agree.
yeah, I think that like he would be able to train any one of us to do that as well, and like show and but the maintenance and like support is there for just like if we have any issues with it.
What do you think about WordPress? The reason the farmers market changed is because we had a WordPress site and it got to the point where we couldn't do anything. So that's why we changed. I don't know anything about any of it.
From what I understand, it's like that does happen a lot because WordPress was kind of an original, like has been around for a long time, but a lot of those sites were like made 20 years ago and they're just not as compatible, I think. But
I mean, Squarespace, from what I understand, is like pretty easy to set up. You know, if you have a few photos, you have the text. I don't know. What did you say the person that did the farmers market?
Yeah, she did the whole, because we have a bunch of different parts to it, and so we gave her the information and she took some from our current website and then just put it all together for us.
What was the cost? You know?
Well, the cost, her regular cost to do it would be $3,000. She gave us a $2,500 sponsorship. I mean, she's getting it, so we're only paying her $500. So it's pretty good. Yeah, but it was $3,000.
Like, yeah, I feel like Squarespace is like billed as a like anyone can put it together. I don't know. So like, yeah, if it's $500, but if it's 3,000, that's
yeah, I know. I don't know. When do you use it? What do you think? And Lisa, what do you think?
Is there any concern with either option being able to maintain our URL? Like if we're moving from WordPress to Squarespace, I don't know if that plays a factor in moving between platforms.
We should be able to.
Trace should be able to help with that.
That is not a problem. You would be able to keep that.
Okay.
I mean, it was fine until 2 months ago, and then it really changed, and it's very hard to do anything right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened, but something got changed on the website. It's hard.
But what's making it, like, how is that manifesting itself?
So for example, I always post the login for the meetings, as soon as I get it. And when I try and copy and paste it, it keeps setting up separate sections and I can't get rid of those sections. You can't change sizes of it's just seems very limited in what you can do to make it look nice. And I never had that problem before.
One thing I do want to say is this is the same link for the whole year. All of our scheduled meetings.
Okay.
These are the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. But I do put the, things.
Yeah. No, I mean, we should be able to go in there and take out old stuff and put in new stuff and upload pictures and, make it be, and I don't know. Yeah. I mean, we should be able to easily do that.
Right.
And how much did you say that was to do this? Not the first one, but the second one, Evan? Like the refresh?
A complete like overhaul, he was like ballpark of 15 to $2,000, and he would be able to set it up in a way where it's easy for us to do all of these things.
Yeah, well, what is the goal for the redesign? Like what information that is on there now? Or like what additional information are you looking to put up, or just like being able to edit the site easier?
That's
I think at the last meeting we kind of discussed like that's why I got both quotes, because we weren't sure if we wanted to go for refresh and redesign the website just because it hasn't been touched in so long, or just find someone new that is able to host it. Because kind of the reason this came up is because the person that's been hosting it for us, I think, is moving or something, so they won't be able to do it anymore.
Right. Right. That was what started the whole thing, was Trace is stepping back from being the hosting person. So we kind of need to do something. I think
And just WordPress is what you said?
WordPress is what it's currently hosted on.
I mean, it's very easy to move, website hosting and have yourself as having the ability to log on and change all of the things about the site. You just have to sign up with a hosting company, move over your URL, and then you host the site. So I don't think that's really. We need to look and see how many people are actually visiting the website, because if you are getting 100 people to visit your site each year, then is it really worth spending $1,500 to revamp it when you're going to end up having the exact same information, just not really looking like it was designed in 2019 anymore?
Well, the flip side of that is if we do redesign it and update it, and somebody said it really needed to be updated, would we draw more visitors? I don't know.
We were talking about looking at a new donation platform or donation options for donation. And right now, I mean, so we'd want to be able to put that in there somehow too.
The photos need to be replaced. A lot of those photos were taken, they are professional, a lot of them are professional photos that were donated by a local photographer.
The
A long
thumbnail
time ago.
size, you can't expand most of them. You can't click on them.
And zoom in, yeah. So,
I like that point. I mean, I think that's the way to think about it, is that we need a refresh. It's an old website. Those 100 people will come along with it, but we'll get new people.
yeah.
I think it's the spirit of changing, for the
I mean,
future.
does somebody have the knowledge to take our current site and move it over to Squarespace? And we could, I
feel like if there was a few people interested in doing that, we could do that.
Yeah.
Take the photos and text and everything and move it over.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be happy to be if there's a subcommittee of a couple people that set up a dummy site to be here's what we put together. We can either launch it or not. Because I think I'm looking up at Squarespace. They say it's between $25 to $35 a month to maintain the site, and then we would have edit access. I haven't used Squarespace before, but I know people that have, and it.
So if you have WordPress, if it's already been designed in WordPress as is, you just getting on GoDaddy or something like that, you'll just be able to put WordPress on there. It's you don't pay the same amounts that you do for Wix or Squarespace. You can just move it over there and pay $5 a month for hosting your URL. So it's a different thing. If you are just this website does not necessarily need to go away because the designer is not going to be hosting it anymore. And you do not have to pay the $20 a month that you otherwise would have to redesign it for Wix or Squarespace. But if you're looking to do a redesign, then it's the easiest way to do it is to jump in and do Squarespace at this point. But there's a lot of templates to do it that way. And in the meantime, we can just kind of, take all the content that's on there now and save it for later use, to save it locally to your computer. And then we build the new site using some of this stuff. But I don't, it doesn't need to be scrapped. Once he's not hosting it anymore, that doesn't mean that it is disappearing, or that you have to copy paste everything over to a different platform. It's a standard thing to take WordPress site and then it's kind of like an open source thing.
So why don't we just do that? Take everything and put it on the new site. And that doesn't mean we can't change it and refresh it ourselves
Right.
after the fact. Let's
Right.
just get over off his.
It's not on his anything. It's out there, like you access
Right,
it.
but I mean, he's paying for the name, right? He's paying.
Yeah.
He's the host. He's the
paying
host.
for, there's the domain.
The hosting fee or
The
something.
Yeah.
domain is manhanrailtrail.org.
Right,
And then there's the place where the platform.
Right.
Where it is. And that's probably WordPress, right? Yeah.
right.
Is Evan's person designing? Who's designing this new
Well,
site?
I mean, possibly we could do it ourselves.
I mean, if you two guys want to get together and be on a committee
I'd be
and
happy to try to either, I know less about the process of moving it over, but I think also like if it's a good excuse for a refresh, if we can do a refresh in a way that's cheaper and it, might be a good time to do it anyways. But with, I don't know, James, if you're saying to use WordPress still, but in a, like, I guess we could do I guess I'm thinking about like, if we put together a WordPress site and don't have it be the official site, but just say, look, this is what it could be if we wanted to use WordPress. Are we okay with this? And then once that's done, then you can redirect the site if people like that. Or James, it sounds like you know more about.
Yeah, I think it just means like it sounded like people thought that if the web designer is no longer hosting it, means that it's scrapped in some way, or like
I don't think that was
like all
the
you can do.
impression.
All you can do is just move it to our own hosting platform where you can log in, and we would be able to get access to the back and change things. So it's not like the fact that they're no longer able to work on the website means that we have to jump on to a Squarespace or whatever to do a full redesign.
And he said he would, if we needed, I mean, he's not gonna disappear. He just, I mean, if we really needed help with it, to get it to the place it needs to be, he would do it. Alexis, did you have something you wanted to add?
Oh, Amy's not here, but she did do the NoHo Bike Weeks website. So I think she is also knowledgeable, but she's not even on her committee, so I don't want to voluntold. I just thought I'd throw that out there. I think we have multiple people who can work on it.
Well, Holden and James, do you guys want to kind of
Sure.
touch base and see what you can come up with, or like
Yeah.
just do a little investigating
and we can send you the login and stuff so you can get in, see the back end and.
Okay. James, would you be interested?
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take a look at that.
Okay. Would anybody else be interested if we have, I don't know.
if you're gonna, maybe you
I
could
don't know.
start on
Start,
it.
yeah,
I think
sure.
let them do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we can all say what we think should be improved or changed or updated. I think that should be a.
Poke around and then.
I do have a question though, these days, like how it looks on this and how it looks on an iPad and how it looks on it, like, is there, I mean, we have to make sure that it looks good on all
on the
devices and things
phones.
like that.
Yeah.
Do those hosting platforms kind of automatically do that, or do you have to, how do you make it so it looks good everywhere?
Yeah, I think it depends. I mean, depending on the template and the platform and everything, a lot of them just like auto size the components, or if it's on a desktop, maybe you have 2 columns. If it's on, a phone, it just has 1 column or that kind of thing. But yeah, I think any option we go with should be modern enough to look good on a phone.
Yeah, those platforms they do have a different way or like a different part of the platform for you to do the mobile part. Usually you want to do the like actual website first because of actually like editing what it looks like on the phone. You want to do that last anyways. Otherwise it's kind of just like resizing itself every time that you change something on the regular website. But they made it very very easy to do for Squarespace and everything. So I think you don't need to go with a pro for this type of thing. I think if there's people who are, reasonably savvy to launch a website like this, that's not, got like a huge amount of information, something like this could be updated quite easily.
I do think that, so the page that we have, the donate button, I know that the pond committee, they just redid theirs and they give people several different options for making donations. They can do it by PayPal if they want. They are using Zephy because there's no fees. They just do it by, and then they can say, I might want to look on the Nashwanik Pond website just to see how their donate page is, because I think it's okay to have it. So if people want to do it on one or the other,
Ways.
but right now we're only set up in PayPal.
Mhm.
We haven't done any of the other.
Well, is that an agenda item too? I think there was like a decision.
Yeah,
point,
that was
is
donation
Zephy or
platform
Give Butter. I
discussion.
forget which one people were leaning towards, but
Yeah, the pond committee, they really like Zephy. For the farmer's market, we use Give Butter, but when I've looked at the two, the Zephy is more like straightforward, simple. Give Butter, you can do these campaigns and you can do all this fancy stuff. I don't think we need that. We just need some place where people can make a donation.
Right.
probably PayPal and Zephy.
Yeah, and option of mailing a check,
Oh, like
I think
emailing
if you go on, I think it's nashwanikpond.org or something like that.
Mhm. Okay, I can.
And just one final thing about the website, as we move forward, if anybody here has any particular photography talent, to think about getting some new pictures for the website.
I could bring a camera to the mayor ride. That would be a good
That
start.
would be great.
I think for when we just did the farmer's market, and I think for a year for the platform, I don't know what level we're at, but it was like $270 for the full year.
Okay.
James?
Yeah, why don't you do like an open call for people to submit pictures?
On the Facebook page.
People would love to share. So
Yeah, we could maybe say that we're looking at redesigning our website and we're looking for some new pictures.
Right. Artsy pictures.
I'm sure there are plenty out there. So
Sure.
We need photos for the Mass Trail 10 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so, I didn't put that on the agenda. Lisa, were you going to reach out to them to see or who was going to talk to the Mass?
I've reached out to Guadalupe. I've messaged her twice now, just introducing myself and saying I'm, excited to work with her. I haven't actually had a response, so hopefully my emails actually went through. But I know that she did also reach out to Alexis about getting photos. And Alexis made the great point that we need to find a photo of a part of the trail that is unique to our trail. It's not just, what did you call it, Alexis? A tree tunnel? Because that could be any trail. I did
Do the mural.
Oh yeah, I did find one photo from one of our recent year's mulching days that is looking down. So it's recently mulched gardens and the trail is there and the mural is on the side. So we could do something like that. But if anyone has any other thoughts about parts of the trail that would be particularly great to highlight, even better if you have a photo of it. Because I can go out and take photos right now, but until the leaves are out, it's not the prettiest time of year.
Like the Coleman side is kind of pretty with like the I don't know, roundabout area. I don't know. Yeah, without the leaves, maybe not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Is there a deadline for that, for the photographs?
Let me see what she put in her email.
I've got quite a few of the mural area.
Doesn't look like she didn't say a date. She just said we need a simple image to use as a reference photo for an artist we're working with. Anything taken with a phone will work well. It's just to give our artists some perspective of the trail.
Artist.
No.
So are they going to just take this photograph and create some kind of art? Okay. All right. I'll see what I can.
Speaking of the mulching day, it's Saturday, May 9th. Figure around 9 a.m. As usual. You know, pretty much rain or shine. That is the same day as the cleanup day. So if we're done early and you want to come down here to the parking lot, it can help with further cleanup. Yep, so we'll need some mulch for Coleman Road. And we'll also need to be mulching down by Union Street this year. Because I know Evan and Anita and we were all going to meet to clean up those tree pods, but the weather didn't look good, even though it ended up not being that bad. So Rich and I, we raked up like, I don't know, six bags full of it. And so it's pretty cleaned up. And
What time on May 9th?
9
a.m.
Yep, George Labrie is coming with his Bobcat again, so it should be pretty quick if we can get, you know, our normal crowd. But we do have a couple places that remember about this year. So.
And there's random trash. If anybody wanted to just go rogue and just walk the trail and just get papers and, you know,
You
stuff.
can do that after we're done mulching.
Okay. Some people might not want the heavy duty mulching, but they could pick up trash.
Gotta earn your trash pickup with mulching first.
Yep, you got to help put that mulch down first. 10 yards doesn't get put down by itself. And that day, I think we should take a look at the trash can and talk about when we're out there. I think it'd be easier to decide: do we want to remove it, or do we want to move it, or do we want to keep it?
I'd have to just remove it. Period.
Did you take pictures?
Tom did it, didn't you?
Did you take pictures? Yeah, it's like a bolt on the.
Yeah, the bolt. It looks like it's pretty simple to take it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we decide to just take it out, I don't think it's going to be a big deal.
Probably just pull it right
There's
up.
there's two barrels right in that area.
Yep.
Next to it. And there's two more on the other part of that little park. So there's plenty of places to throw stuff away if you walk into that place.
Yeah.
They're kind of disguised as art. So it's not.
Yeah, those
Right.
in the park, that's Williston's, the artsy
Yeah.
But
ones.
people could use those if they
Yeah,
wanted
it's
to.
too far away.
But it's also good because the people from the parking lot aren't using them.
Right.
I mean, I don't know where we're gonna store this thing. I don't really want to just stick it in the shed, like a big trash can. So, I mean, and, you know, we did,
Why not?
why? Because we've got enough stuff in there.
In
and
case we decide we need it somewhere.
Take out, whatever was the
The lawnmower.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got benches, we've got boxes and boxes of root barrier. I mean, the whole thing is, and if we put those two big trash cans in there, it's gonna be really full.
Didn't we talk about possibly moving it down to where the pump is and then maybe even on the other side where the police station is, where there's the bench? That's a logical place for it.
Well, they used to have one there. And if we're gonna put it there, we have to talk to the police and fire department.
Do you know
But I
why
mean-
they moved it?
I think they didn't want to pay for it to be,
Oh,
I don't, you know, they didn't want to be emptying trash. Because there used to be one right there by the fountain.
Mhm.
I mean, this is a logical place for something like that. I mean,
Yeah,
people
it
sit,
is.
bring a sandwich or a banana or something.
Yeah.
That's where the action is.
There was one there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking it could be further down where that bike, the repair thing.
Oh, by tandem.
That's a good spot too.
Well, then let tandem empty it.
Oh, so that's their land. So you don't have any really jurisdiction.
So why don't we'll gather and talk about that on May 9th.
All right, I'll post that. I'll put that on the website.
Okay, and I'll start, it's too soon really to put it out to like general.
Yeah, no,
public.
but I'll just get it on the
Yep.
upcoming events.
Yep, great.
And I think I need to remove that video of a November meeting. If I knew,
Oh.
if I knew how to do
Oh.
it. I don't know how to,
Oh,
I
really?
don't know if I can figure out how to do it, but I'll try.
Yeah, the last thing here, the Lovefield Street bench concerns. I mean, are we okay to take that off the agenda? I mean, I guess we can just kind of keep an eye on it and see if it really is an issue still with her, or I just left it because I didn't know what we really wanted to do with it.
There's not a whole lot of space to plant anything. I mean, I was just by there today, in fact, and they still have the construction dumpster in their front yard, which is kind of blocking some of the view.
I think we just wait and see, and also
See if she comes
what it looks
back.
like in the summer, if some of the,
Is it not possible to propose to plant something in that little island there that would block her view from it?
Not
There's
very much
not a lot
room.
of
I mean, there's
space.
a little island there. I took a bunch of pictures of it. Sent it to everybody.
narrows.
That is I mean, to me, there's plenty of room to plant something if we wanted to, or even a privacy screen type of thing. I mean, no, that's some real money, but it's, when I was there, the woman came out to her car and I was just sort of hanging around, and I could just see that she, I understand her point is what I'm trying to say. It's not a big thing, but if I lived there, I would probably have the same thought. I might kind of get over it for a lot of reasons, but I do understand her perspective. And I think it's just an unfortunate thing that the city messed up, that they put the bench in the wrong place. It's kind of on somebody.
Well, and it was selected by,
Well, yeah, we met out there and
Yeah,
just kind
we all
of
just-
picked with the people who donated the bench and the park, and John and myself, we went out and we just kind of picked the area and said, this is a nice area. I think they kind of angled it, maybe not correctly, but they're not moving it. They're not moving it.
Right.
It's there.
But I mean, I think the idea, from what I understood from somebody, I don't know where I learned this, but the idea for the sighting was originally looking at the mountain and kind of at the path that way, not at the south. So we got it right for the first part of that, but the installation didn't happen correctly.
Well, no, when we were out there, it was more like they just wanted a spot. They weren't like looking to look out at the mountain.
Oh, so the install guys made
No.
the decision.
No, I mean, they just we had like the general, like, this is a nice spot. And then they just went and, put it where they thought was a good
Right.
spot.
So
It was nothing that, oh, we want this to face towards the mountain. No, they just wanted it by the bike path.
So we left it to the
And
guys.
we all kind of agreed that it seemed like a good spot.
I think if we put up a privacy screen or something, I just wonder what the family who wanted that installed, how they would feel if it kind of like made an open spot seem less open.
Yeah, it seems like.
Well,
we gotta do
put it a little
anything.
We'll never know that.
Something
We could have.
small.
Vegetation rather than a
Well,
screen.
normally I
see a
would
little
say,
bush or something.
because it's right there by the road, we couldn't do that. But because that road is gonna be never reopened, I don't think. I mean, maybe there could be a grass or something, some kind of
Oh, yeah, that's true.
a tall grass.
Ornamental grass.
To be really tall though.
Well, they do get.
And you could put some arborvitae's there too, I guess, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
The deer eat them.
then what about the road being plowed in the wintertime? Would they just like,
Yeah.
I think trying some grasses might be the best that we could offer
They would grow fast and
and
might help a little bit
right. But I mean, beyond that, it's
really quickly.
if one, if the homeowners are really uncomfortable, they can go over our heads and
well, they did. She went to the city council.
after she'd been here.
Yep. I say let's see what it looks like, because it went in the fall, and let's wait until things green up a little
Is that,
bit.
well,
I mean, if she went to the city council after us, then should be on their agenda.
I think she just went to public speak time. So
Oh,
I don't. It was like the
Like,
meeting.
how many people are they expecting to stop there? Like, they're just gonna have somebody like all day watching their house. Like, it's not gonna be super busy. I mean, People will complain about
So it's on the other side of
those
the
things,
road.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
The point that I was making.
And if it can't be moved, then
No,
There's not gonna be a lot of things growing in that area. There's nothing there to grow in.
Yeah.
So that's the only point that I was making when I went over there to take those pictures. So that's not really an idea.
So even it's not wide enough even for. a
No,
grass
you could grow
lawn?
some, you could put something there,
Oh,
but currently there's nothing there that's going to grow in.
Oh,
So
right. Oh, I understand.
So, doing something, putting something in there is the conversation about, what could that be in the winter and all that stuff. But I think there's enough space to create something there, but it would have to be a tall thing. And, that gets expensive and it gets, just trickier.
Bamboo.
That's what I thought about the privacy screen, was like a simple privacy screen, kind of like a wooden kind of thing.
I know it's a bit, that would definitely, no, I'm kidding. I was
You're gonna have
kidding.
that
That'll
bamboo
feel real
everywhere.
fast, but it does grow tall. And
but because there's not that much space in the wintertime when the plow goes down, it's salt.
Well,
But if it was a
Plow
grass,
isn't really going down there anymore.
well, it does have to plow.
I think they
Down
have
to
to
the
go
end.
past her house.
Yeah, to
right?
the end, to the heavy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so salt would be an issue there because it's such a very narrow little bit of soil. So grasses might be better than any kind of.
Somebody wanna do a little research on a high, tall growing grass that.
Well, John would know all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
John.
You just put a sign up that says, don't look at the people.
Try to find a tall grass.
When you sit here, please consider her privacy.
Then we'd have to maintain it.
Right, it is across the road, across the
Yeah,
bike.
no,
path,
I know, in the winter.
Right, like
Yeah.
it's not,
But it's,
And then there wouldn't be as many people.
I've never
Sit
seen anyone
there,
sitting
it's-
on it yet
it's
either.
not that
Sit out there
far,
at 20 below.
honestly. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, maybe once
I
it's
don't know that
there and
anybody
she gets
would have
used to
noticed
it,
it.
it'll be
My neighbor
okay.
across the street has a bench in their front yard.
getting ready to do that, so.
Consider
No, I know. But I mean, we're dealing with somebody for whom it's obviously an issue, so.
a
Yeah.
goodwill
It
gesture.
wouldn't be
They
for
should also
everybody,
consider
but
landscaping.
Yeah, they could install some grasses.
they could,
We
she
need
could
to-
put something in, but I think.
Well, not
she-
that, in their
Yeah.
own yard as a
Yeah,
screen.
yeah.
No, I know, but I think she's thinking it's our responsibility to pay for it. That was the sense I got, was that she thought we needed to fix what she sees as a problem and it's on us, not on her.
She's across the street from a linear park. And even though there's a bench where people can pause, anybody can be there.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Saying my impression of her was that
Well, the bench isn't gonna be that, it'll
expecting
be
us to fix
very quick.
something that she sees as a mistake.
So as a goodwill gesture, I propose that we plant some kind of tall grass. It will be there in the warmer months when people are most likely to sit there anyway, and see if that is helpful.
I mean, that patch is really kind of ugly the way it is right now, honestly. I mean, that little section could use a little love from something, because it looks kind of barren and weird. Not that we're in the beautification business, but
So why don't we all, if anybody who's before the next meeting, or maybe even before our mulching day, you just take a little time to go down there and see what you think as far as maybe some landscaping and ideas, landscaping improvements. And John, especially, maybe you could go down and maybe especially you can go down and just take a peek at it and see what you think.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll leave it on for now then, and maybe at our next meeting we can, or even we can talk about it in the mulching. If, whatever, if we have time, if you like it. I'll leave it on here for now.
and here's the thing, I don't know if anybody's looking at this picture, but that's sort of the situation.
Right.
You're talking about right here, right hand side. I'm thinking of that area. On that little island, that looks like a little island.
I can share my
Sure.
favorite gardening tool from Native Plant Trust, and you put in like grasses, and then it'll tell you where it's native to and how tall it gets. That's what I love this particular tool, so I'll just share it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have that too.
Looking at this picture, I think it could use some, maybe over here someplace to do something.
Well, there's plenty of room to put something in.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't want it so big that it's gonna flop into the road or the trail.
Right.
So.
Well, do you think there's room for a bush then instead of grass.
Yeah.
Is that just pavement? Is there pavement over
Salt
there?
tolerant.
Or is it just,
I think it's just
Yeah,
dirt.
pretty salt tolerant.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be my concern about any kind of a shrub or a tree is the salt, winter salt, because it's so narrow there.
Yeah, yeah, John, you'd be,
yeah,
yeah.
it mound up a little bit.
Did they say that this is going to be enough, like, to put plants up there, or are they just like concerned about people sitting closer to their house? Like,
It seemed to be the sight lines, as I remember her
Right.
conversation.
She didn't want, like, concerned about people like looking at their house.
Looking into their
Yeah.
little living room or bedroom.
It was
or
her
something.
bedroom.
The
That's why she
bedroom.
was so concerned,
Having these people sitting over there just looking at her house, I guess.
Here's a shot from behind the bench to the house. I mean, it's, it's hard to tell with a picture like that, but yeah, it's a little bit of it. I mean, again.
Yeah, but you can't really see it. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's a concern to her.
Yeah, she's not gonna let it go.
I mean, that even around the bench, it looks like there could be some planting.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. But, all right, is there anything else anybody wants we need to talk about?
No word on, fast trails grant.
Are we gonna have enough,
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, Mass Trails
are we gonna
grant.
have enough trucks for the mulch to transport
I can
everywhere?
ask Kevin again. Kevin will, I guess, and he'll come again. Do you have your truck?
Yeah.
Okay. Should be enough. Yep, we really only need one.
Huh?
We only need one for Coleman Road.
Yeah.
Alexis, do you know about the Mass Trails grant?
I know it's still in process. They usually announce in like June-ish.
June.
There will be work that needs to be done at the mural before we mulch. I mean, I usually go down and start working on it, but we'll have to get everything. So all we do that day is just mulch. John, I don't know if there's any pruning that needs to be done or, bushes or shrubs. Oh, the grass needs to be cut back.
Where's this?
By the
The
mural,
mural,
before we do the mulching,
Oh,
if there's anything that needs to be done
oh
before.
yeah,
yeah,
there's a lot to be
there'll
done.
be a lot, there's always a lot to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we might informally throw out, there might be a few work days that you'll see emails about. Just, I don't have anything planned, but there's always work to be done before we mulch. Because otherwise, we're gonna spend half the time getting ready to mulch. So. All right, so our next meeting is May 18th. That'll be after a couple things, so, yeah. Guess that's it.
Did the Girl Scout thing with the.
Oh, I have no idea.
That's worked. I talked to Brad the other day. It turns out that they're both work together.
Oh, good.
Oh,
So they're gonna be in the same exact plot. They're very close to each other. And everything is somehow magically worked out. It was Brad's
it's good to know about it.
It was
though.
just like so happy that
Oh.
that's all I got.
Yeah, Dave wrote a really nice letter and I put it on letterhead and sent it off.
Letter of support. Yes, good.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn? Second? All in favor? Okay, good night.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.